In today's Coaster Goober random biblical teaching, we are learning about the fact that our home is not our home. I don't want to hear it, okay? I know the hair looks weird. Listen, it was bleached because I was not about to pay $90 for a lady to bleach it for me. This is not the color I want, and it's not the color that'll stay for longer than 2 more days. So, leave it alone, because I know it looks bad, but it wasn't supposed to look good. I promise you. Also, because I thought it was going to be a little bit of a lighter, like, blonde. But yeah, today is a very interesting one because it's teaching about the fact that Earth really isn't your home and that life is kind of in a way a temporary assignment. Because as it suggests, there is a much bigger grand scheme of things than just life itself. Life is what we talked about the other day. I'm sorry, by the way, for being like a few days late again. I know I'm just missing a lot of days for these videos. I'm sorry. I wanna do these once a day, but I keep forgetting, dude, and it's really annoying. And then once I like do remember, it'll be like 11:30 at night, and then I start making excuses like a little baby, and it's just my fault. So it's my fault. I'll take blame for it, but yeah, I'm gonna try and get back on them starting today again, hopefully. What a save. Cool. But yeah, like I suggested on day 5, life is a temporary assignment, and we're talking about that kind of again because day 5 was actually built to lead up to day 6. But it wanted to explain that it's a temporary assignment and not our actual home because, oh my, I am not playing good, because our real home is not here. It's eternity. Well, I guess we'll say, if I can relate to everybody that isn't just a Christian. But our real home isn't Earth, but eternity. And us focusing on the temporary things on Earth are bad for us. And I can agree with that. That's very deep when you think about it. There's a lot of things that we have on Earth that we can see as valuable and very important to our lives. But at the end of the day, if you're not focusing on the right things, you're not going to be prepared for what you call eternity, which is super deep because there's a lot of things we love as people, as humans. Oh no, what are we doing? Like this guy, he's focused on the wrong passing for too long, and we guys go on. Okay, whatever. Folk, am I right, chatter? Am I right? I don't know. It's just super deep to think about. It's just a lot of things we focus on are just not as important as you think. There's a lot of, I think the word is temptations, and just things that we really shouldn't be doing in our daily lives that we do in our daily lives every day, when we should be preparing ourselves for eternity more than anything. I don't know, it's just kind of seen as, it's just like, it's such a hard, I kind of said this a couple videos ago. That's the one with Blaze and Hendog when we were talking, but it's like, even when talking to people about the stuff, it's such hard, like, things to grasp. And from what I read today, I think it really just comes down to faith. A lot of this stuff doesn't really have evidence. There is evidence for a couple of things that have happened miracle-wise, like, in the world. But when it comes to just being a believer of eternity and all things in life lead up to it, you know, like, not in, is it? There really is no evidence for that fact. And I think the issue everybody does always have when it comes to eternity and stuff like that is that it doesn't really have a lot of proof, and it's mostly just faith driven. That's why everything is so hard to believe and to conceive in your mind. It's just because it really isn't possible. But the whole point of it is to not be able to be proven that this stuff exists, but the point is to really just have faith in it. That's where actual religion comes from. How does that go? All right, sick. Carry me, teammate. But yeah, that's why everything is always so hard to grasp. I think that's why I kind of stray away from talking about it, because in a sense, it's kind of like modern day politics, because most modern day politics never have proof or evidence of claims of said person being said person or doing said thing. It's more so just like, why are you believing half the news outlets you see on Twitter? Like, nothing is really ever true from what I'm getting. Because yeah, it's just a bunch of I don't focus on politics ever, by the way. It's just a bunch of adult babies whining about things that don't really matter half the time. But the one way it does relate to just, I guess, Christianity and faith overall, and just eternity and what we're talking about, is the fact that you can't really just believe it. But that's not really the point. It's more so to have faith. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difficult part for me. That's the part I struggle on the most, because how am I supposed to have faith on something I can't see with my own eyes? But that's the entire concept. It's just to actually believe in it. I don't really know. Hey, sorry. I saw something pop up on my other monitor, and that's one of my viewers getting into college. I'm so proud of him. Congratulations, Pugs. You probably won't see this, but congratulations. Doink. You know what, teammate? That was nice of you. How nice of him. W to him, bro. That's actually so cool. Nice. Well, yeah. There was a hold on. I wanted to say one thing at the end of this video, because it was the last line. And I'm just gonna leave you guys with it because it was so deep. Ready? It was, this is how the video is gonna end. Be ready for it. At death, you won't leave home. You'll go home.